Hello everyone. Thank you so much everyone for joining today's session. I am Vishal Saraswat and I am the host for today's session. Today we are back with another session on flows, which is our fourth session, and this time we are on the auto launch flow demo. And our today's speaker is Ankush Agrawal. He is a senior Salesforce developer at IHS Market. I am Vishal Saraswat. I am a 3x Salesforce certified. I am a leader at Gurgaon Salesforce Developer Group. You all can connect with me on LinkedIn and Twitter on the following links, which we have provided in this slide. Gurgaon Salesforce Developer Group, we came into existence in January 2013. We are not a new group. We are an old group, but in last year we were inactive due to some problems. So we need each and everyone's support to spreading the word with the following hashtags. So you all can connect with us on Twitter on the link which we have provided in this slide. And the hashtag is hash Gurgaon DZ hash Trailblazer community. So I would like to urge each and everyone to share your love for the Gurgaon Salesforce developer group. And you all can connect with us on the Gurgaon Trailblazer community group and the YouTube channel. Recently, we have started the YouTube channel on which we are uploading each and every session recording. So till yet, we have uploaded all the session recording we have covered till yet in 2021. So you all can view the recording. So I would like to urge each and everyone. So please subscribe us on the YouTube channel so that you can get a notification of each recording whenever we upload the recording. And recently we have started the Telegram channel, and we have mentioned the link in the slide. And I will share you all the links in the chat window in next couple of more minutes. So please be with us. Hands-on workshop was initiative. We have started our initiative, which is a hands-on workshop initiative. The main reason behind that is that due to COVID-19 problem, we are unable to do a hands-on workshop series because previously we were able to do a in-person events, and in-person events we are able to do a hands-on workshop or any kind of series which can help you. But due to COVID-19, we are unable to do that kind of series. So we are working on the hands-on workshop initiative. The main aim of arranging the hands-on workshop series is to help each and everyone in the Trailblazer community so that they can get good hands-on practice in a topic by which they can master himself. We are looking all of your support in this initiative so that it can reach out to maximum number of people so they can take benefit from this hands-on workshop series. And if you want to take part in this initiative, then we would be more than happy to you. So if you would like to take part in this initiative and you want to be a speaker in the initiative and want to share your knowledge with newcomers or new fellow trailblazers, so we are more than happy to you. You can connect with us. If you missed the previous flow session, means till yet we have covered three flow session. So the recording link of all three sessions we have mentioned in this slide. So you all can refer to that. Thank you so much everyone for joining. This is thank you so much. This is from my side. And now I would like to hand over this stage to Ankush. Ankush, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Vishal, and welcome
You
everybody
you
for
can
this session.
you can start with your introduction and then we can start with the polls so that more people can join in the meanwhile.
Sure, sure. Yeah. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so I am senior Salesforce developer at IHS Market, and I am having around 12 years of IT experience in multiple technologies. I am quite active on Answers community from last more than 1 year. And these are the links you can connect with me either on LinkedIn or or Twitter or the Trailhead profile. Okay. Sorry. Okay, and yeah, this Friday only I received an appreciation, and my profile was featured on the Salesforce community. So I just means this is an appreciation and motivation for me. So you can also participate and just share your knowledge with the other trailblazers. And yeah, that's all about me. So we can go with the polls, Vishal.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ankush. And first of all, congratulations on featuring on the Salesforce Trailblazer community. So congratulations, Ankush. And
Thank
now we
you.
are good to start with the polls. Just a minute. Guys, I have started the polls, so please feel free to do poll on that, and then we will be going to start our session. In the meanwhile, I am just sharing the links of all the YouTube recordings on the floors and other session link and other Telegram and YouTube channel link. Just a minute. Please be with us. Guys, please provide your polls. It would be beneficial for us so that we can improve ourselves in the future upcoming series, which can benefit you also. So guys, please provide your polls, feedback on that polls. We will wait for next 1 minute, more minute, so that we can get all of your feedback on the poll. And in the meanwhile, Ankush, you can start sharing your screen.
Sure. Now, is it visible now?
Yes, Ankush, it is visible now, and we will wait for next 30 seconds more. I think we have got all of our feedback, so I am just ending the polls. Yeah, Ankush, now you can proceed with your session. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks. Thanks once again for all to join this session. So today's agenda is first of all, we'll just go with the demo of last assignment, which was on schedule flow. And then we'll go with the auto launch flow, like what is auto launch flow and what are all the ways we can utilize it. And then we'll go with the real life scenario, a live example where we'll utilize auto launch flow. And then today's session's assignment, which will be based on auto launch flow. And then we'll mention the names of top performers, and most probably two of them will get the uh, certification voucher, and at the end we'll just take questions and we'll try to answer them. Okay, so first of all we'll discuss about last assignment, and we'll try to provide you the solution for that. So the requirement was create a new schedule flow on customer object to uncheck the premier flag for customer if transaction made in last 1 month is not greater than or equal to the threshold limit on premier rule. Okay, so we have we provided you one package in which there were some custom objects like customer transactions and premier rules. So based on premier rule, we'll check on weekly basis if there is any customer who is not fulfilling the requirement for premier customer. And if it's still the premier customer, then we'll just uncheck that flag. And the requirement was to schedule it on every Sunday 2 a.m. Okay, so I just created this schedule trigger flow. And first of all, we set it up as start date and start time, like when it will start and what is the frequency. So there we have three options. In some time, we just have to run that flow just once. So we can select once if it based on the requirement. And so for now, we just selected it weekly. And then since our requirement was to find the customer details, so I just selected customer object as customer. And along with that, I also said if it is premier customer, so we are just fetching only premier customers in this particular schedule flow, and this is bulkified by the system itself. So it means all these processes will be run for each record one by one. So we need not to make it like generally what happens, we get confused, like we are fetching here multiple records of customer. So sometimes we feel like we should use loop. No, we should not. For record trigger flow and schedule trigger flow, we should not use loop because it will be handled by the system itself. So we just directly put our logic based on for every record how it is going to process. So first of all, we'll be checking the condition if it's end date, premier end date. Let's suppose before 10 days, customer got premier, and we have a condition is for next 1 month, he will be the premier customer. So that's why we are checking the end date. If end date is less than today's date, so it's current date less than today's date, in that case only we'll be checking for his details. So for first, if premier expiry date is already gone, in that case we'll be fetching the records for that customer for all the transactions related to that customer. So to check that, what we will do, we'll put two conditions over here. One is customer is having that record ID, then transaction date is last month date. So here we can't put any formula over here. So that's why we created last month date for formula, which is today minus 30. So it will just check all the transactions which were done by that customer in last 30 days, and we'll loop through it. And then what we will try to achieve over in for each transaction, we'll accumulate the amount, total transaction amount, into this variable. So we created this variable, we'll be adding all the amount to it. At the same time, we'll be using fuel ID and vehicle ID. So it was actually means I got some feedback also that this requirement is not clear. Yeah, means actually because the reason behind the requirement was we just have to give you an overview of like how, in which scenario we can use it, how we can use it, and what features can be used. So yeah, some of you like try to make it for the, because a person can have multiple vehicles, and those vehicles can have based on either petrol or some other fuel types. So yeah, definitely there was an ambiguity in the requirement, but what I have done here is I am assuming that customer is having only one vehicle and with the single type of fuel. So that's why what I did, I just fetch their fuel ID and vehicle type. Why I fetch this is because we need to get the details from the Premier rule. So Premier rule is based on the fuel and vehicle type. So I am assuming that customer is having only one vehicle type and fuel, and that rule must be active. So once we fetch it, and in this loop, we are just accumulating all the amount, transaction amount, and then we are just comparing that total transaction amount with this rules threshold limit. So threshold limit, if it is less than that, means it's not fulfilling that criteria for the premier. So we'll be just updating that particular customer. So first of all, we are updating the details of that customer based on the ID. And here we are just setting that flag as false. If you remember, we have condition like true. So we are making it false because it is not fulfilling our requirement, which is like total transaction amount in last 1 month must be greater than the threshold value. Okay, so this was all about this particular schedule trigger flow assignment, which we has done in the last week. So so I'm just moving to the next one, which is today's topic is auto launch flow. So this auto launch flow doesn't require user interaction, and means it always run on the back end, and generally we use means it doesn't support screens or local actions or choices or choice set. So these are basically mainly used for screens. So the purpose is like it, we can perform some specific action on the back end, and it auto launch flow can be called from either from the process builder or another flow or custom apex class rest apis or web tabs or custom button or custom links or visual force pages. So these are the places from where we can just call this auto launch flow, and we can perform a specific action based on the requirement. Okay, so this is all about auto launch flow. We'll talk about it more in the live demo. So for this, we just have taken a hypothetical requirement where we need to create a button on the detail page of account. So if I go on any account detail page, and if I want to have a button over there, and what that button do is on the back end, it will just calculate a total sum of amount of all the closed won opportunity. Another section, it will just total sum of all the closed lost, and how many open opportunities are there for account. So, and at the same time, we'll just send an email to some user or to a specific account email ID with all these details. So the purpose is we just have a new button on the account detail page where we can get a specific details related to opportunities, how many open opportunities are there, So the account details can be get in an email with the button functionality. So we'll just start with this live demo. Okay, so to create a new flow, first of all, we just have to go to the setup, and then we have to type over here flows, and then you just have to go to flows. And Vishal, his screen is visible. Just wanted to confirm.
Yes, Ankush, I can see the flows screen in setup.
Okay, thanks, Vishal. Okay, so we'll just click on this new flow button, and as we see, there are multiple options over here. So for today's will requirement, we'll just select this auto launch flow, and then we'll click on next. So there are two options. You can go by any of that, although this auto layout is in beta mode. So I'm just taking this one. And so first of all, we'll be, as our requirement is we have to perform some action on account detail page. So from that detail page, we'll pass account ID. So we need to add a variable to receive account ID. So I'm just going to manager section, and I'm creating a new resource, which will be having name is input account ID, because we'll be taking it from wherever the flow will be getting called. So it will be text type. So here in flows, we don't have ID. So we take it as text, and we have to select it available for input. So here we have two options. We can define any variable, whether it's used for input or output. So these are optional. For this requirement, we'll be getting it from the that button. So that's why we use it as input account ID. And now, first of all, we'll be fetching details from the account. So we'll be using get records. So fetch account details. So these account details, we will be fetching it based on the input account ID. So we'll be mentioning ID over here, then we'll be equating it with this input account ID. And since account ID is unique, so we'll be fetching only first record, and because it have only one record, and we'll be setting it default to automatically store all the fields. So we'll connect with it. After that, we'll be using another. We'll be fetching. Now we have to fetch all the opportunities related to this account ID. So what we'll do, we'll use another get records, and we'll fetch all opportunities related to account ID. So what we will do, we'll select over here opportunity and mention account ID. We'll compare account ID with input account ID. Okay, so what it will do, it will fetch all the opportunities under this account ID. So here we can define the sorting as well, whether we want ascending in the form of ascending, descending, or not sorted. And we need to make sure that we'll be selecting all the records, because we need to find the values. So we'll select all the records, and currently we are setting it automatically store all the fields, but you can select either these two options. If you know like only one or two values you need to fetch, then you can create some temporary variable and you do it. But here we are selecting automatically. So the system will take care of the variable, so we need not to bother about that. We just have to connect with it, and then we have to use a loop over here. Okay, then this loop is process all opportunities. And the collection variable is you just make means you can find it opportunities from fetch all opportunities. So there are different sections available, record collection variables. So you just, if you have many variables, then you can go to this record collection variable and select it. And we can define the way either first from last or last from first, we can define. But here we need not to make any specific operation based on that sequence of the record. So we can select anyone. And then we'll connect it. Okay, now we have to take a decision whether whether the opportunity is closed or open. So check opportunity. Okay, so here we have to define like closed opportunity, and we'll be checking like, so whenever you work on the loop, so by default, current item will be, the name will start from current item from the loop. So you just select it and then check is closed. So is closed is true means this opportunity is already closed. And in default outcome, we can make a default outcome, but for better understanding, we can make it open opportunity. So if other person is using it or will be coming after a few months, so we'll be having an idea. So while we connect any loop connector, so it will ask either you want for each item or after the last item. So currently we'll be processing each opportunity. So we're selecting the first one. Okay, now, so our requirement was first we have to identify, means all the open total sum of all the, means total number of open opportunities, then sum of closed won and sum of closed lost. So what we will do first, we'll create new variables where we'll store those accumulation values. So total open OPP, and we'll mention type as number, and it will be like 1 2 3, so it will be whole number, so we need not to make any decimal places over here, then we'll make it 0. Similarly, we have two more requirements. One is total lost amount. It will be currency type, and we'll define it as 0 as default. And one more resource, which will be total won amount. And again, it will be currency type, and we'll just define its value as 0.0 as default value. Okay, so now we have created three total variables, which is we'll be using it in this loop. So total loss, total won, total open opportunities. So how we'll evaluate? First, we'll assign the values. Accumulate. OPP count. Okay, and we'll define here total open OPPs, and we'll use add over here. Just make sure you just use operator add over here, and then we'll use again current item. So it will be specific. Sorry. So we just have to count it. So every time it will be we'll just add it one to it. So if let's suppose 5 records are there, so it will be like means every time it will just add one to it. Okay, so but this time this particular is for open opportunities. So we'll select open opportunities over here while we are connecting it, and then we'll connect it to the loop. So it will just process again. Then we have two more variables which are total lost and total won. So first we have to define, means we have to check whether that particular opportunity is closed won or closed lost. So check OPP stage. That information we can get it from opportunity stage. Okay, so let's suppose it's closed won. So we'll again check current item and stage name. What is the stage name? And we can mention over here is closed won. Okay, and similarly, so in other case, it will be closed lost. We know that there are only two options, either closed won or closed lost. Okay, so otherwise we can add over here one more condition and we can define the conditions, or we can define the criteria over here, and we can add any number of conditions over here. So let's suppose if there is a requirement for each and every stage, so we'll just add like 5 to 10 as per our requirement, different sections, and we can mention like based on specific stages. Okay, now we'll connect it with this one. So we have identified whether this opportunity is closed won or closed lost. So now we will use assignment operator here, assignment element, and update total won amount. So total won amount, we'll select total won amount and add to it, and again current item, and then amount. Okay, so it will just accumulate all the won amount to this variable, and we can connect with it with the closed won, and we can define one more assignment, sum closed lost amount, and total lost amount added to current items amount. Okay, and just make sure that you just take tab option here. Sometimes it doesn't take it, so it will be blank only. So it should come in the blue color, so means it's successfully updated. Okay, and we'll attach these two with this one. Okay, so this one is for closed lost and this one is for closed won. Okay, so now we have accumulated all three values, like total won amount, total lost amount, and total number of open opportunities. Now we have to send an email. So this time we'll create a new resource. So this we haven't discussed in last few sessions. So it's a text template. So a text template will mention as email body. Okay, here we'll mention our email body, dear. Okay, dear customer, please find below details related to account, and we can mention account name over here. How we can do that? We have account details with us. This we fetch the details. So account, then name. So account name. So it will be dynamic. So whenever you go onto a specific account, and so it will fetch the name of that account on the runtime. So this is the way you can use it, and we can mention over here like total opportunities. amount, and then again we have to select a variable which is we just created, this one. Mm, Total one amount. Yeah, total one amount. And similarly, we'll create it for lost. Sorry, this should be one. And for this one again, either you can type it or select it from here. Total lost amount. And third one is total number of open opportunities. And for this, we have created total. So there is some issue with this, and you have to sometimes you have to click 2 times over here to select a resource from here. So total open opportunities and regards Salesforce team. Or you can just change it anything as per your wish, and we can just change the color of it. Bold it, or we can just bold these. So we can do any beautification on this as per the requirement. So it's up to us, like whether we want to make it in the bullet points, or you want to change the font, or any beautification you can do it. So for that purpose, we use text template. You can use this text template in your ScreenFlow as well. So this one is like where you want some modification and beautification with your content. So we use text template in such scenarios. So as I mentioned, we'll be using it as email body. Okay, so I'm just going with the actions. So for sending an email, we just have to select action, and there are multiple actions. So we just have to select send email, and send account details. Okay, and body, as I mentioned, we already created text template. Okay, but there is one point which I want to highlight. So earlier, what was happening before this latest release? So this, because we are using email text template, and it's having like beautification with it. So earlier, this email was going in the HTML format, like the you are getting the message in the text format, and it is having tags, HTML tags. So so I'll just show you that example. So I will update it. So subject is customer, sorry, account OPP details. Okay, and email address you can mention over here from the account as well, but by default there is no email field on the account. So for now, I'm just using my personal email ID. Okay, and I'm just done with it. So I mentioned body, subject, and email address where I will receive the email, and I'll just connect with it. So after last item, when all the accumulation will be done, so this email will be sent, and I'll just save it. Okay, you can mention any name and description for the flow for your better understanding, for the future reference. So I'm just running it in debug mode just for testing whether it's running successfully or not. Okay, so when you click on it, you will see like run flow as another user. So if you want to run this flow for a specific user and see if there is any error is coming, or if that user doesn't have access to some of the information, and in that case you will get an error. So you can debug for a specific user as well. then it's in the rollback mode. If you don't want to update anything, anyways, for this one, we are not updating any record. So it's of no use, but you have an option to run this in the debug in the rollback. Otherwise, what will happen whenever you debug it, it will update your records. So you just have to make sure that you click on it if you don't want any update on your actual records. Now, if you see here the difference in last sessions and here, so it's asking for input variables and it's asking for input account ID. So what I will do, I'll just go to a particular account and I'll just take this particular account as an example because this is having multiple opportunities with it. So, and you have to just select this ID and put it over here and you just have to run it. Okay, so we'll just check whether it executed or not. And so this is the email body. If you notice over here, it's coming in this way. Okay, so with the HTML tags. And as I mentioned in the last time, so here it will show you the flow. Like first of all, started from here, it went through it, and then it went for each item. So it's showing you the path, like in the yellow color, like what was the path for it and how it executed. And then if we check the email, so if you see it, it is coming with the HTML tags. So it's not what we expected. What we have to do, we have to edit. We have to edit the this action again, and here the new this new option is available. Rich text formatted body. So we have to select it and mention it true. So just make sure whenever you are using text template for your body, then you must have to select rich text formatted body and it must be true. Okay, now I will save it and I will activate it. So we have created the flow and we have debugged it. Now what we have to do, we have to use it in our screen buttons. So what I can do, I can go to the object manager and then account section. In account object, we have like buttons, links, and actions. So you just have to go over here and click on new button. Okay, so send opportunity details. Okay, because we'll be fetching all the opportunity details for that account. So then detail page button, we have to select this second option over here. And you can see over here, there are multiple options, but for now we'll be selecting this URL, or you can mention JavaScript Visual Force page. But for flows, we have to select URL and we have to go over here on the flows. We have to refresh this page. Okay, send email. Yeah, this is the flow. Send email for account through button. So what we need to do, we need to click on it and view details and versions. So when you go onto this page, you can see the URL over here. So we just have to copy this URL. Okay, and we have to paste it over here in this formula box. So we'll just put it over here. Then we have to make, so now we have to pass the account ID over here because we have an input variable which will be storing the account ID. So the process is make the question mark, then go over here and check for that input account ID, and just select this input account ID, its name, API name, and put it over here. Okay, now we have to equate it, and its value we can found it from here. So first of all, account object, then its account ID. So it will come in the similar format which generally we were using in the flow builders also. So in the curly braces, then exclamatory and account.id. Okay, so just to make sure, we'll just check the syntax of this. So not syntax error means we'll be having the correct formula over here, and we'll just save it. So if you notice over here, you will get a notification that new custom button will not be displayed to user until you add it on the page layout. So we created the new button, but just to make it available on our page, we have to go to the page layout. And if you have multiple page layout, then you have to decide on which page layout you want it, whether for marketing users or sales users, or sometimes we have different type of users based on the record types. So for now, I'm just going to this. I'm just selecting it for one of the page layout. So first you have to go to the button section and see this new button is available here, send opportunity details. So what you have to do, you have to just drag it, and you have to add over here custom buttons. Okay, now we'll go to the account detail page. So currently it is not visible here. I will just refresh this page, account detail page. So yeah, here this new button is available, send opportunity details. Okay, so I'll just click on it. So what will happen, a new page will open for you. And once it will be done, it will just show you a message that yeah, your flow finished. Okay, I'm just opening my email just to show you that email. So here, this account name is mentioned, United Oil and Gas Corporation. Please find the details below. So here, total won opportunity amount is this, closed opportunity amount is this, and total number of open opportunity is this. And if you see last time when I was debugging it and I showed you, so it was in the HTTP, means HTML format. So to remove that, you have to make sure that in Flow Builder, you have selected that flag, this rich text formatted body, and it must be true. Okay, so this is all about today's like this live demo. So if you guys have any queries or any questions, yeah, you can just ask it, or we can take it in the later session also, means at the end of the session as well. Okay, so yeah, Vishal.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ankush, for such an amazing demo on AutoLaunch Pro. So guys, if you're having any queries and any questions, please feel free to put up your questions in the chat window, and we will wait for next 5 minutes for the questions, and then we are good with the other proceeding.
Okay, so meanwhile, the last session will be our on the conclusion of the flow series. So we'll just go with small details about additional which we could not cover in last 4 series. So any informative thing for you, or along with the winners of this particular series. So this is the link. You can just RSVP for this, and you can join us on the 14th of March at 11 a.m. And we'll announce the winners of this flow series, and with some additional information related to flows. So we'll try to bring additional details which is rarely available, or which are rarely used but important. So we'll try to share those details. Okay, so Vishal, shall we go for the today's assignment, or
Ankush,
we
we
will?
have a question like when we select record instead of text.
Yeah, okay. Just a minute. Let me. So I think this question is like for variable, like when we can select this record instead of text. So what happens? Let's suppose I just don't want to use. We are fetching opportunities over here, and I have selected this automatic store all the fields. But what I don't want this to be used, and I just want to use specific fields and record collection over here. So for now, record collection is this one is provided by the system itself. So what you can do, you can create a new variable and make it as all opportunities. Okay, and you can select record over here. And since we are fetching multiple, so that's why we have to select allow multiple values over here. And you can mention it is this particular record is selected to which object, and it is selected, it is related to opportunity. So you have to select object as well when you select record. Okay, and we can just done with it. And if you tab it, so it will take it all opportunity IDs. And currently by default, it will fetch only IDs. So you can define any number of field like what you want, if like you want amount with it, then you want like is closed. You want to check is closed, whether it is closed or not. And you want stage name as well. So you can select stage name as well, and that's it. So you can just use it inside this loop. Instead of this, you just remove it, and you will see we have two options over here. So this one is collection variable, record collection. So I can select this one as well. So this is the similar thing, means whatever we have done. So this will solve our means this all opportunities can be used instead of that specific system default variable. So I think hope you got like when you have to select the record or text or even the other things. So in last sessions we have used the formula as well, and text template this time we have used, and in the screen flow, if you remember, we have used choice set as well. So if you haven't attended our last sessions, you can just go with the YouTube videos. Yeah.
Yeah, Ankush, other question we have is like, can we use the output in screen and also in quick action?
In quick actions, yeah, we can use it, but you need to make sure like how you are going to handle it, because in output screen means sorry, in the screen section generally we call it from like let's suppose we are calling it from here from the opportunity or from any screen. So here on screen you don't have anything to store value or display. So generally we use it for like auto launch flow, where we'll be using this auto launch flow, and we are calling it from let's suppose from a particular Apex class. In that Apex class, I want to do some operation over here. And in this example itself, we are creating these three values. So these three, we can make it as output, and we can use it in like, as I mentioned, we have multiple things in process builder also. Sometimes we have to use it. So, but yeah, majorly we use output values with the Apex class or REST API or on the Visual Force page. So on Visual Force page, you want to perform some operation on the backend with the flow, and you just want to display that information on the Visual Force page. So generally output is, you need to make sure it's accessible, like on screen. Generally we can't do it, because if you know here on the button click we are doing is, so once you will click on that button, you don't have anything to do with that. So yeah, it depends on the requirement and whether we can achieve it. So it's, yeah, it's restricted, but yeah, you can use it.
And Ankush, can you please show the input account ID? Can you please
Mhm.
refer to that if you can refer?
Yeah, sure. This one.
Yeah, I think. Okay. So hope Himanshu, we were able to answer your question. I think you have mentioned. Can you please show the input account ID? Can you please mention Himanshu in the chat window that we are able to?
Yes, actually, I just missed it. Like how to get input account ID from when we start the auto launch flow. So I just want to see the variable is there, and is there any means logic,
Mhm.
or just a variable and get input required.
Yeah, so actually, Himanshu, you just have to select this available for input. So you will get on all your resources, most of the resources. When you create a new resource, you will have an option available for input. So if you notice, when we were configuring that button section, so in button we have just use it.
Yeah, you just create a URL and mention the
Yeah.
account ID is equal to account that account.
Yes. So if you see this, this name must be exactly same. Otherwise, you will not get the correct results. So input account ID, we just pick it from this. We just copied it and paste it here. So make sure this input is as per the requirement. And just for your like one more information I want to share. If you have multiple input over here, let's suppose I want account ID and opportunity ID as well. So what I can do, I just have to use ampersand and input opportunity ID equal to similar way. So you just have to use ampersand over here and you can define multiple parameters. So yeah, this is the way actually we generally call this flow. So slash flow and then that name, API name of that flow and question mark and then parameters.
Okay, sure, Ankush. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you so much, Ankush, and thank you so much, Himanshu, for asking your question. And guys, we are not seeing any kind of questions, any queries from you. So I think we are good to proceed with that. So Ankush, can you please go ahead with the podium of five runner-up
Hmm.
details?
Sure. So yeah, so this time top performers are like Sherlyn is again on the top. So she's there doing a great job in the assignments and in all the assignments she has done almost like whatever we have required in that particular assignment. So yeah, great work, Sherlyn. And then second is Himanshu. Third one is Mohammed Ghosh. So and fourth is Sumant. Yeah, so these are the four top performers, and just for your information, the margin of difference is very less. So this fourth assignment will be important. So if you will do well in fourth, these sequence can change, and it will be like anyone of like four can be the top two. So just put your best effort. It's not a big task. It means you can complete today's assignment in very less time. So just try to do it and try to do it first. So because we have like criteria, who will be putting it first, will be taking that as our like preference, and we'll give you some additional marks. So try to make it fast and correct as well. So it's important that you will do it correctly. So yeah. Congratulations for those four top performers. You have done great job and best of luck for the top two. Yeah. So Vishal, can we move ahead?
Yeah, thank you so much, Ankush. So guys, please complete and submit your assignment to us as soon as possible, so that you can get good chances of coming in the top two positions. And we have the two certification vouchers to the top two winners. So please complete and submit your assignment as soon as possible with the following details. I'm just sharing the details of assignment and all other things in the chat window, so you all can refer to that. And in the meanwhile, Ankush, you can demonstrate the demo, right?
Okay. Yeah, thanks. So for new attendees, whosoever want to take participate in assignment, or they just want to do the brainstorming and just try these assignments. So for them, first we would suggest them to create a new sign up org. So this is the link. We'll provide this PPTs to you, and I think Vishal is sharing meanwhile. So you can just click on it and just sign up for a new org, then just use that username and password and try to click on this URL. It will ask for username and password and put this new username and password. So actually this is a package where we have like a few custom objects, and we are following like in last three assignments. So on a particular app. So in future, if you need similar app, you can just utilize it. So we tried all our four assignments which are related to this fuel station app, and these are in the incremental or sequential manner. So all four assignments are interlinked, and you can create an app at the end of this. So that's why we just take that into consideration. So once you are done with the installation and like for the old Trailblazers, so as we mentioned in the last sessions also, you just try to put some dummy records in these three, at least in these three custom objects. So you will have some data to test it. So okay, so now on to the assignment. So today you need to create an auto launch flow with the following actions. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so add a variable which is like customer ID, and it must be in input mode. Then calculate in the flow, you have to calculate total transaction amount for that customer and total discount for that customer. So two things: transaction amount, how many means to, there is no limit. If the customer is from last 2 years, all 2 years transactions should be considered and the amount should be accumulated, calculated. And then total of discount, how many discounts so far he received. And then you have to send an email to the customer's email. So in this FS customer object, we have email as well. So you have to use that email field and you have to send that email to that customer with all those details. And then that new, you have to create new detail page button, as just now we created on account. So you, this time you have to create on this FS customer object and use that auto launch flow to send an email to customer with the details. Okay, so that button has to be added to the page layout on that FS customer object. So hope I have provided all the details for this assignment. And this is a template for the email. So dear new customer, so here the name, customer name should be pasted over here. So you just have to use the customer name, then these are the details. Okay, and you can just, it's just for your reference, you can change it, you can beautify it, or you can just, either you may use of table, you can try to use table as well. So it's up to you how you want to make it. It's just an example for you. You can make it in a better way or in your whatever way you want it. So this is just an example for you. And for the new assignees whosoever want to participate, so these are the four custom tables we have, which we created for the fuel station. So it's just we try to create an app which is related to fuel station. And so these have customer details with it, and transaction details, whatever transactions customer is making, which type of vehicle it is, whether it's two-wheeler, four-wheeler, or something else. Then premier rule is to identify whether the customer is premier or not. So this premier rule is there, although for this assignment, this premier rule doesn't have anything with it. And in this fuel is there, so fuel will decide like what is the price of that fuel, what type of fuel, whether it's petrol, diesel, or CNG, or anything else. So this is a small app we try to create with it. And yeah, that's all about assignment. If you have any queries on the assignment, then you may ask. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ankush. So guys, if you're having any queries or questions, just please feel free to ask. Or if you are good with the session or means assignment, so you can leave the session and we will wait for next couple of more minutes to give to answer the queries and question of each and everyone. And if we didn't get any questions, then we can wrap up the session.
Okay, so in the next session, we'll try to share the resources as well related to flow. So I'll just try to gather all the resources which you can refer, and just if you want more details on the flows, different elements, so you can go with that. And